Hi, back again for the update. I'm trying to plonk the phone so that it won't fall, but it's not negotiating with me. How are we all? Hopefully you guys got the feed that I was coming live so that people are updated. I've still got to check the settings so that I can make sure that everyone knows that I'm going live. Good morning to those of you who are in America. Anywhere else in the world, hello. I'll wait for a few people to jump on. Going for a quick smoke. Okay, I'll hold. That's okay. So the usual drill is when we do this video, we do this live, and that's so that I can have a quick update with you guys on the live session and have a chat and see how everyone's traveling, and then we get tucked into the twin flame video. And any other updates I have for you guys, I will let you know. Otherwise, if you're new, welcome. If you want to be part of our live session, click the bell. Also, guys, be mindful that with YouTube, if you guys are keen on a video, if you actually like it, it gets pushed and then other twin flames can actually get these messages. So if you're on another channel and you're like, oh my God, and then you're on another channel and you're like, wow, that's great, click the bell for that channel, whatever channel that is, because they've changed their settings and the videos don't get actually shared otherwise. How are we anyway? Are we well? Are we looking after ourselves? Get the cards ready while I'm waiting. Got quite a bit to cover. Hello from Portugal. How are you? What's the weather like? Have we noticed the crazy weather patterns? Try and keep grounded. Don't get paranoid. Don't watch the news. Cool. You'll find there's a bit of mishmash. Hi, Boulder. Yeah, you'll find there's a bit of a mishmash of energies coming through. Hi, Las Vegas. How are you? Yeah. I think it's the planet realigning to, because I have noticed with the seasons they've really changed, you know, and we do get worried, especially with global warming. But when you do look at it, we tend to have cycles of tens, you know, where 10s and 20 years where we have cycle changes. And I have noticed probably over the last 10 years, in Perth, WA, we've had changes of weather, but now it's almost like it's two seasons, but it's like it's slowly shifting. And perhaps that's the way that, you know, the Earth's going, where there's a natural cycle where it's changing. I mean, theoretically, it's winter and we've got blossoms. Doesn't quite make sense. Plants are quite confused. It is very dusty, but again, that's quite common around a lunar eclipse. And really, you know, with it, there's always that, you know, erratic weather patterns directly after. So it is, especially with all the planets, they're quite, you know, on one side, you know, of the moon at this point. So have been watching a few videos just to get an update on what's going on. And apparently there's been less earthquakes and less eruptions, etc. But it does feel like a very quiet energy, almost like, well, one could say quiet before the storm, but, you know, I don't have a bad feeling. Let's just keep grounded and positive. Morning. How are you, Janelle? We're going to do an update. So, hi, Elaine. And Google's probably like, oh, what's happening? So, how are people's energies? Have we had trigger points this week? Moving into the beginning of the month to go into our manifestation. Yeah, I'm good, Roxy. Not good. Why? Hi, Janelle. Your twin is awake. We'll get to that. Yeah. Look, I have noticed a lot of us at the moment, look, it depends on what wave. Health issues. Oh, gee, get well. Some of them can be connected to ascension symptoms. Now, I'll see, and I'm hoping the screen doesn't get all confused because it's with the computer, so it can break the signal. But I was reading up on some of the Kundalini awakening symptoms. Now, apparently, which is, something that we don't all know, when we're not quite prepared, and especially for our counterpart, if they're unaware that they're going through an ascension / Kundalini, it can cause some problems. Now, obviously, with dual energy, we can actually get ourselves grounded and be mindful. Now, the more you're moving into, your changes, you're going to have to use the techniques, okay? So you're going to have to use the meditation. You will have to clear your energy. Yes, you have to purge, but a lot of it can be the side effects of the awakening. It can be your cognitive ability will feel a little bit off and not quite right. Oh, dull. Try and keep grounded. The joys, isn't it? Modern day medicine, and we've got everything at our hand. And we could go natural, we could go. My father, he's been very unwell. He's had cancer for 2 years, and he's been going through treatment. And it's so strange because we have such natural ways of healing, and yet a lot of what we go through with the medication has, huge side effects. So, yeah. I shall white light you, my love. I will meditate on that when I'm away from here, and I'll try and meditate on your energy. And I'll get Jen to do some remote healing because Jen's very good at that. So is Luciana. Okay, let's have a look. So, on the aspect of ascension symptoms, now it is very common that, where is it? Okay. Okay, it can result in intense energy work. Apparently, your experiences can actually become heightened. Now, theoretically, we're retrograde, so we've got all those old wounds coming up. Then you've got the Kundalini ascension, etc. on top of that. Plus, you've got the direct connection to your twin and the energy coming up as a trigger point. They do actually say a spontaneous arousal of the Kundalini energy, if that happens as a result of intense energy work, drug use, sexual experience, abuse or trauma, yoga practice, or life events, it can cause like dramas, okay? Because your body's quite not prepared for it. So those who are going through that, especially when their body's shifting, plus with the retrogrades, many of us, and that's masculine and feminine, and that's collective energy as well, we sort of don't know whether we're coming or going. So we've got the physical symptoms, and a lot of the weather patterns, even though, some places it's hot, some places it's wet, we're getting a lot of sinus. Some of us are having headaches. Some of us are getting to a point where we're feeling quite agitated out of nowhere. Giggle! I knew you were coming. I was like, I did put the video up. I did follow your advice. I have to look at the settings yet. So you'll have to listen to the beginning of the video because there's important information in that. So with that, we're getting those symptoms going on. Many of us further down in the journey are going, I'm just, and look, ultimately speaking, wanting to be with twin or not wanting to be with twin, the big thing you need to get is you're a twin for life, okay? When I say you're a twin, so be it you're with them, you're not, it makes absolutely no difference. The energy work you're physically going to have to do is going to be internal. And, had I known years down, it's a bit like going, oh, Houston, I've got a problem. I have some blockages in my chakra. I actually need to go and get them unblocked. And I know that sounds very light and generalized, but that's still relevant with or without twins. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that, hey, let's make light of this situation. The ascension symptoms are making us tired. But on top of that, like normal twins, separate from twin flame, they receive energy. Now, from a intuitive point of view, it's almost like telepathy, having the aspect of being an empath. All of those energies, especially coming from a psychic's point of view, you're directly tapped into the frequency of what's around you. So that aspect of mindfulness is crucial, really, in assessing and gauging where you're at. So really, during this process, to be mindful in that, you're really going to need to get to a point where you really can feel the energy, and gauge your energy on whenever you're getting a trigger point, gauge where it's coming from. That aspect is really going to help you move through those trigger points. You'll also start realizing what is your energy and what isn't your energy. And that's where, not that it's going to help any, but it'll make you be a bit more cognitive about the situation and go, okay, no, this isn't my demon. This isn't my issue. This is a vibration I'm receptively feeling from another person. Now, being that way, the more in tune you get with yourself, it won't only come down to your twin, it will physically be a collective energy. So you will start picking up on the collective. So and it's pretty shitty, really, because you're going, God, not like my energy was enough. Then I had to pick up on twins. Now I'm picking up on collective energy. You intuitively can, and that's because you're an empath. So the more into different frequency. Now, I try not to get this channel around just one wave of twins, because we have different waves in different directions. They've come to that disconnect stage. And when I say disconnect, it's not that you've disconnected or feel ill towards the person. Some of you might still have that vibration. There's a point, be it second, third, fourth, whatever, wherever you are in the journey, you will come to a peaceful place. Now, a lot of it is that we were looking outside of ourselves. Now, if you look back on the journey, a lot of what you were feeling in the initial stages through life, a lot of things have been taken from you, and you're wondering why these things happen. And oh, gee, do I have to keep starting again? Is the universe punishing me? It is a bit like you're becoming a Buddhist monk, but it's shaping you to be a more realistic person, okay? To the point you can look at it and you go, okay, I can be with, I can be without, it directly doesn't define me. So I'm okay in that energy regardless. It also gives you tools to be able to cope with the situation, to be able to keep moving forward. Now, universe isn't punishing you, but it's showing you that even when you just thought you had no more to give, it was like giving you that one more push forward where it's saying, no, in fact, you did have a bit more to give. So at the time, it doesn't feel like a direct blessing, but after the fact, it feels very different in a frequency level. So really, when you look at this year, for the first wave, thanks. When you look at the first wave of twins, which is more the ones that have gone, you know what, I can't play this chess game. This simply isn't working at a vibrational level for me. I know that sounds, look, it's just simply not working. You can't keep, it's like the wheel. Cycles do need to directly end. And like I've said, if you're always making the same cake, yet you're wanting a chocolate liqueur cake and you're putting ice cream in it, you're not going to get that recipe, okay? And it is a bit like, changing the equation. I was talking to Antonella about this today. Now, when you look at, what was his name? I've forgotten his name now. We were to Tesla. Okay, when we look at Tesla or, manifestation, it's a bit like looking at your life and this is just an example, and it's not to have a dig at, it's just an example, okay? Sitting on the couch and saying, yeah, I'd like that job, but the computer's in front of you and your resume's on the computer, but you're like, yeah, but, you know, maybe they'll ask me. Yeah, I'm in Perth. Didn't you know that? Who? Antonella. Yeah, Antonella's in Perth. She called me today. She's like, I'm coming over. And I was like, yeah, love, come over. Yeah, one lucky person on YouTube that can come visit me. Yes, she is. Okay, so, you know, sometimes we have to change a basic equation in the situation to get a different outcome. That can even be a mindset. It can be our frequency. It can be something in the 3D world we need to do. Those things are completely essential to change that vibration. Now, a lot of what is going on with the energy of your counterpart, you may not be feeling their energy, and it can start feeling quite odd at the moment for some of you who aren't okay with that energy. Okay? There is a reason these things are happening, and we can sort of look at this year as, how do I put it? I wrote some notes down. There's one good reunion. Where? Did I miss something? Yeah. Okay, so when you look at it, many of us are sitting there going, okay, what do we really want? And when you look at this year and what is changing, most of this year is a foundation year. Most of this year is saying, okay, what do you want? What don't you want? Who are you? How do you feel about yourself? It's a bit like what, where, why, and how. And like I was doing at the beginning of the year, I was really doing these videos. They were moving towards being very singular energy because we're asking ourselves those profound questions. We're also getting to a point. Don't worry about us, Yuldaziano. We're getting to a point where we are physically making an assessment. Now, when you look at it, those of you who are now out of union, okay, and they've gone off with a karmic, universe is asking you a big question. Now, from the journey, and many of you who have been on this journey a very long time, the masculine and the feminine were in and out, not quite sure, okay? Then getting to a point where it's like, and ultimately both of you spiritually do want to be with each other. That's not a question. It is what it is. Internally, plus 3D related, blocks in the 3D, we are now spiritually all removing. We're looking at them, and those of you who aren't doing that, you need to get that done, okay? You need to start looking at your life and you need to get it cleared up. If what you're wanting is union and you're not ready, and your whole dynamic was you were all work and you had no time for play, well, you still have that problem, Houston, okay? So you do need to be realistic about it and need to have a look at it and say, okay, be it you want your twin, be it you want a soulmate, the reality is your life set up ready for a relationship? In an aspect of a manifestation, which is what I have taught a few people and some of my clients, is you need to make room. Does your life have room for it? Have you had enough time where you have been by yourself and you can do your own things? Do you have your own friendships? Do you have your own likes? Are you okay spiritually to be alone? Universe has given you many blessings, but you're actually not looking at them at this point as a blessing. So theoretically, from a psychic point of view, if you had a crystal ball and you could sit here and you were showing that in 6 months' time your twin was coming, would you be doing what you're doing right now? Is there something you would directly change if you knew for certain that they were going to be in your life within 6 months and everything was going to be spiritually cleared, very non-toxic and very balanced? Would you completely be doing everything you're doing right now? Even at a level of wanting a soulmate, if that's what you're spiritually wanting, are you emotionally ready right now to be open with that? Or do you have something that you want where you could, how do I put it? Is there things you need to do to tie up loose ends? Because many of us are having this year big questions. We're looking at our careers. Are they directly balanced? We're maybe having some tower moments because something wasn't based on a reality situation, you know, so we're going back and we're looking at it and we're saying, how can we fine tune this? How can we alter this? Yes, I agree. Now, a lot of times, what I would advise you guys to do, but you have to decide whether you feel this is spiritually correct for you, is if you're wanting to do something, and that's, you know, okay, left or right in the twin flame journey, pause and ask yourself this question. Are you doing it for a 3D nature or a spiritual reason? Are you doing it based on fear? And try and that's what I mean by being mindful. And that's for yourself. It's not for me. It's ask yourself the question when you're getting triggered and you go, stuff this, I'm off, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, be it with twin or with a soulmate or a karmic, okay? Whoever it's going to be. Are you doing it because you're scared of a 3D situation? Now, that can be, oh my God, I'm going to grow lonely and old and I'm going to be doing this forever. Or, gosh, you know, maybe I need to conform to society. What does my mother, and I was going to do a video the other day, and, you know, maybe for now and then, how about on a weekend, I give you guys a challenge, okay? I want you to get 2 sticky labels. I want you to write mother on one foot on a sticky label and father on the other. And during the day, I want you to travel through your day and I want you to think about your twin flame journey or any direct area that you have a problem with, that you have a big question to. And it's not to say mother and father energy or any mentorship of who you deem as a mentor in your life, a spiritual advisor, someone that you hold as close, is core. And I want you to just try for one weekend and say, I'm going to meditate on this situation and I'm going to be open to the experiences of what I'm going to have and what my mindset's going to give me. But I'm going to look at that shoe and I'm going to ask myself, where is this energy coming from? Is it coming from me? Is it coming from my heart? Is it coming from my head? Or is it coming from my parents? Okay? Because a lot of and the reality is we are an aspect of our parents, right? So, you know, and I can admit this, and it's not that my parents are incorrect in their mindset, but we very much, our core belief system comes from childhood, of how we were raised, the way in which we think. Yet, you know, that is a basis of what's moved us forward, but somehow we never quite fit. And it's not that we do or don't, or we can or won't. It's, are we as adults making a decision from our own point of view? Yes, we can take that into account, but are we placing those shoes ahead of our shoes? Okay. And then you can look down and go, okay, well, that's their shoes that they've walked in. I can walk in my own shoes. But it will give you an aspect of an ability for one weekend to just see how often that comes up. And, you know, where you're bringing that energy from. Are you bringing it from something that maybe a friend feels, or, and write it down if you have to be mindful. Just when you have a trigger point and a thought pop in your head, write down the person, or, and then you'll see where these energies come from. All right. Because right now, what I'm spiritually feeling is really, it's like a test. This year has been a test. You're looking at it as a punishment. But I do feel a lot of what has gone on is very much divinely guided. To a point, if there was a breakdown, a karmic energy where they were undecided, in and out, oh, not so sure, especially early on in the journey, it's ultimately drawing the line in the sand and putting you over there and you over there, like both of you are in the naughty corner, and going, now, have a think about that. Have a think about that. Now, do you miss that person? And that can be masculine or feminine. How much do you value your feminine? Masculine? How much do you value the time she has put on you? The time she has put into you? The love, the understanding, the compassion? And feminines, you'll be asking yourself the same question, vice versa, you know? And then you'll be asking questions about yourself. Okay, what do I find valuable now? Now that I've learned this lesson, sometimes if they had said to you, I need to go my separate way, I can guarantee you in the early energy, you would have gone, babe, we can sort this out. We can sort this out. Universe intervened to teach both of you a lesson, not just one. It's both of us, okay? So the energy of how you're spiritually feeling, if you're alone right now, or you're moving towards a soulmate, or you're in a karmic relationship, whoever you are, there are lessons in every given situation. How you pass, it's not even a test of, are we going to make it? Because ultimately we're in this journey for the rest of our lives. And I know because I've been on this journey 17 years. But the best lesson I've had is coming home to myself. And it's, again, it isn't even about who's running the ship, because it's not a competition. It's not the masculine is the more dominant or the feminine is the more dominant. It's a teamwork energy, plus perhaps that energy inside you needed to be triggered to purge that shit out. Had it not happened to me, I know definitely I would not be who I am today, and I'm so happy. And it sounds terrible. I am grateful it's happened, because the last 6 months, what it's given to me is mindfulness. It's helped me focus more on myself. It's helped me direct my energy into myself and realize where my core wounds were, which I wouldn't have done it, quite frankly. I didn't know it was there. So in a way, that was essential. How can you tell someone you love them and tell them I'm still in love with karmic too? What the fuck? Okay, it is a different love. And like I said, I've known my twin. Hear me out. I knew my twin for 5 years. Not in a relationship, just knew, felt the spiritual connection. I've been the one on that side. I've been the one where they've been in a relationship and I've been single. I've been the one where I was in a relationship and they vice versa. Then I've been in the twin flame connection. Then I've been in a soulmate connection. So I've seen the karmic energy. I've seen the soulmate energy. You do love people. You can't not love people. Now, people say, this is our mindset. It's very boxed off. There's different degrees of love. There's different frequencies of love. You are learning unconditional love, because be it you're with them, you're not, they get a bitch pregnant, they get married, they haven't seen you in 10 years, you unconditionally love them, okay? And you will see that, because what you're doing, especially when you get here and you're angry and you're fighting yourself. I'm just the messenger, okay? I've lived through it myself. The truth is, you know the truth inside. How do you know who your twin is? To some, you would look unusual. You would look unusual, and your friends will tell you, what are you doing? Why are you with this person? Haven't you got over this shit yet? And it's hard. So people will not understand you. They will be looking at you like you're bonkers. Yeah, I mean, I was laughing with, should I say who it was, Giggle? We were laughing about the fact that, time goes on and, you're getting more relaxed and you're doing your thing, you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing you, okay? You're working in your life, you're becoming grounded, and then you're like, well, if we were to talk to twin by the time we're all calm and grounded and all cool and collected, it'd be like, hi. And that's spooky to think. That's really spooky to think, especially with situations that had transpired. But it's because you focused on yourself and you realized that a lot of the things that were going on, both of you had wounds, and it's It's like chucking a tsunami in a tsunami. Yeah, but you know, SL, I love my cat unconditionally too, but she's manipulative. She's two-faced. She just wants milk and food. I'm telling you. And she's very bossy too. If they could talk, what they'd say to us. I think I know who my twin is, but also I have a soulmate. If I do me while twin is moving like a snail, I will end up married to a soulmate. You really have to make a decision from your point of view, okay? I was talking to a person who is younger, and the reality is I only knew I was a twin flame a year to 2 years ago. I deemed it as a soul connection. Now, it was quite handy to not know I was a twin because I wasn't coming from the tag point of view of, oh my gosh, I must be a twin. Because I'd been in relationships, and if I felt spiritually I had to end it, I ended it. Now, with the twin connection, it's obscure because at a 3D level, you're similar, but you're complete yin and yang. You do not look like, you're like chalk and cheese, but sometimes you can even look similar to each other. Your frequencies almost dance. You can trigger each other. You can look like heaven on earth and hell on earth at the same time. It's quite a unique combination. But your triggers will be the biggest point that will cause the mass disasters in the connection. And it's not that you can never sabotage a twin flame connection. I'll be honest, even you're thinking right now, but I'm not with my twin. It really has made no difference because at some point you will hear from your twin. So if that's what you're wanting, you will hear from your twin. So theoretically, you can't fail the situation. You may trigger each other and have disastrous moments and then really have to go away and spend some time. Sometimes that can be years. But the frequency within this journey has definitely changed. I'm talking from a past tense point of view. And at times it can be weeks. But the truth is, by you dealing with your wounds and being truthful to you, then just know that you're not responsible for another person, okay? That's their energy. How you act is what you get. You teach people how to treat you, but it's very difficult in a twin connection. In the early stages, it feels inappropriate to treat your twin differently because you would give mountains and sun, okay? So you do go into it and it's like it just doesn't energetically in the early stages feel appropriate to act in particular ways. And it's not you have a low self-esteem, because in different connections, you know that hasn't been so. It's with this particular connection, it's just a little bit different. Well, it's not a little bit different, it's bloody bigly different. But you do spiritually feel it just feels off. However, the balance in that connection is why the ins and outs happen, because there's no balance. It's quite one-sided. But intuitively, energetically, isn't. 3D wise, at times it is. Energetically, at times it isn't. Does that make sense? So there is the flow and the intent is there, but the blocks are the problem. But we allow that frequency, okay? So this is what I'm saying. The further on down the journey you get, it's like twin teaches you. So when I say that my twin taught me well, it's not a revenge sense that I'm speaking from. You look at your twin like you're working the matrix. You're like, okay, cheat codes like, oh, what's her name? I'll put the song up underneath. I have to remember her name. She sings a song and it's called Cheat Codes. It's like you don't know whether you're coming or going and you're like, how do I work you out? Yeah, you intuitively know, like in a sense of feelings, emotions, vibrations, needs, wants, desires. you get that. You totally get that. And you make that an important factor. You're caring enough to grasp those concepts about that human being. But you tend to give too much. So it's created an expectation. The balance isn't there. So when you get that balance, that's when the trigger points come and you need to go away to create that balance. But the balance comes from within. So if you purely felt that you were balanced and everything was give and take, it'd be fine. Not all karmics are romantic. No, you can be it can be the mother, it can be the child. Karmic is an energy, so it can be a job, it can be their friendships. Yeah, especially in a twin flame journey, when you see the Three of Swords, don't be thinking it's just a female, okay? Because it can be anyone. I feel you, Roxy. But you get grounded to a point where you go, you know what, this isn't about me. And it's not. But what is about you is what's going on with you to get you to that point in the first place. So when I say the mirror, it doesn't have to be you're acting like them, or, you know, it's okay. Well, where do you feel spiritually that for you to be a whole person, you could do some work? Because when you're in that hurting stage, it is far too raw to be going, this is my fault. It's not. But there are areas you can change for future reference where, you know, you won't act in a particular way, perhaps. You may let them buy you dinner. You may let them, you know, open that door. You might let them woo you and buy you flowers. You know, and that would be, and it's not an expectation. It's a worthiness, a sense of you feel worthy enough to receive that. Not you're going to go out and get everything and you're going to wonder why it's not given. Okay, because it almost to them in their 3D eyes will look like, well, are you trying to manipulate me? And I know that sounds silly, but because they've had wounds as well, just like you, your wounds perhaps might have come from childhood and there was that overcompensation. So that was the 3D way in which some people might have reacted, because that was the way they were taught or their belief system was. So it depends on what your belief system was. Their belief system might have been, you're trying to manipulate me. Whether that's right or wrong, that may be where they're coming from. So when you get to that self-awareness, once you have sex, does it change things? No. You'll still have the spiritual trigger points. It can activate you, but it can create the running. But that'll be after the fact. But if you're doing purging already and you're directly dealing with him, you can actually miss that. No one union or road in a twin flame journey is going to be exactly the same. There are some twins that are, they've known each other for years. They even know they're twins. They're working together. They're doing the work. They could bang, jump in, and they're done. Okay, it's about the core wounds and the work, and, you know, moving off on the runner chaser mode. He's been chasing you for 5 months. Have you been running? Because directly speaking, when we're in runner chaser mode, and we'll do it both ways, you're running from yourself. If you can address your fears and be assertive and say, look, happy to see you, but I'm doing some work on myself right now. That's being mindful. That's having your power. That's you doing the work. You don't have to run anywhere. Because whatever you're scared of is inside. There's no point running, because you're actually, I mean, masculines and feminines, it goes both ways. They're not even running from you as a human being. You have no intent to even bother to have any drama with hurting them. How you run your twin journey's up to you, doll. Like, yeah, but even, how do I put it? Try not to tune into it. Any choice is a choice. They've chosen, so you just respect their choice. And know your truth of who you are. If you guys are true twins, be it they're solving their problems inside that connection, or be it they choose to be in that, if it's not spiritually aligned, they won't stay in it. When you've been on it this long, they will come back. If you choose it, they will be there, okay? you will get to a point you'll be like, I'm on a holiday. I'm on a holiday. Don't laugh, Giggle. Come and have a drink with me. I love Giggle. She's lovely. And Darry. And Jen and Luciana. And Ellison. And Sula. God, the list can go on. And that's the funny thing. And I did mention that again to somebody else. I won't say names. Your twin will end up at times, I can't say all the time, at times, with a person that will treat them well below the grade of what they deserve. But until they spiritually can own the fact that they're worth more, which is what our job was as well as human beings, females or males, until they can actually directly own the fact that they deserve more, their ideal inside themselves is, this is predictable. I know how this is going to go. This is what I'm deserving of. So I'm going to go over there and pick that. Okay. And then they get there and they're like, yeah, I'm with my tribe. I'm with my tribe. I feel comfortable here. People get me. People totally get me. Nobody challenges me here because it's a very safe, controlled bubble. But the problem is, you're not triggering them. They're triggering themselves because they've actually spiritually outgrown it. They just haven't put their foot out that door. They've got the life jacket on. It's safe in here. Okay? Ooh, safe. I'm in a lifeboat and I've got the life jacket. I've even got the central heating in here. That world out there, that burns people. But the thing that happens then is the central heating burns the lifeboat. And they're in it. And they're in it big time because their karmic is be riding their backs, yelling at them, having narcissistic energy, and I've witnessed it. You know, I've seen that, and you know, they be in their life jackets, you know, and it might be in the initial stages for that, but what they get is probably Adolf Hitler. So you should be sitting back drinking pina coladas, whichever one is, you know, just doing the work, and they're doing the work. Don't think that it's a friggin' walk in the park for them, because it's not. Okay, you're in the matrix. When I say you're in the matrix, it sounds so cliche. In life, what's in here is not what's always out here. You're getting triggered by it. The whole world is not against us, okay? We would like to believe that. It's not all against us, but when we're hurt, we feel that. We do feel that. Now, look further down under. There could be a tsunami going on under there, which is their bit. That's their bit. Our bit is ours. So in the meantime, we're going, I had a life plan. Oh, God, I wish I had a toilet roll right now. It would be so funny. And you know, that's for next time. I had a life plan, and they're looking at it going, I knew where my mama and papa's life plan went on that toilet roll, and it was bloody long. Or it was, oh, okay. However life goes, whatever their ideal of, hey, you know, you trigger me because you get in a bit further, and that's with a soulmate or a twin. You get in a bit too far. I'm changing a bit too quick. I think I just need to step away. This is scaring me. Now, what's happening is you're not scaring them. They're scaring themselves because they know how it's going to go, or they feel they know how it's going to go. Okay? So them being in a karmic relationship, it still helps them regardless, because when it does turn to Adolf Hitler, they're jumping out of that lifeboat. Okay? But that's for their sake. It's not for you. It's not, we want revenge. Let's hope their relationship fails. It's nothing to do with that. If it's balanced, it will be. If it's not, they're still going to get something out of it, but it's going to be a good thing. Now, if it is meant to be, okay, then they will become, you know, my grandmother said to me once, Yildiz, a person will either bring the very best out in you or the worst. You know, and you will know. If you find spiritually in a relationship, they are helping you be the best version of yourself you can be, you're with the right person. Now, even though there are the negative aspects in the twin flame journey, you're missing the point. They are bringing the best out in you because they're triggering you to a point where you're growing. That's if you allow that to happen. You're the compass. You allow that to happen. If you don't, you're not going anywhere. Okay? So grab the steering wheel and start steering that ship. Get your Noah's Ark ready. You know, if you're preparing and you are believing and you're manifesting and you understand the process of healing, they're at the doctor's surgery, okay? They're in the doctor's surgery, or they're in the supermarket. You know, they're getting their groceries for their first aid kit, and they're doing their work. Now, spiritually speaking, intuitively speaking, the energy is quiet, okay? Tuning into it, it's like it was noisy energetically, and now it's gone quiet. They're in the eye of the storm, okay? They're meditating very deeply, very, very deeply. Which is what we're doing. So when you need to check your energies, and this is for you guys, okay? I'll be doing videos all the time. Check the energy you're feeling, okay? When you're getting a trigger point, is it yours? Is it your energy? Now, all of us have an intuition. All of us have a third eye. You have the gut, okay? We're working from different energy frequencies. We're intuitively receiving these downloads. When you're getting triggered and you're panicked, they're going through shit, okay? When you are feeling it's quiet and you're like, they're having an aha moment. I see a lot of the masculine energies, twins, are looking at life like they've had an aha moment. I feel like clarity, just like, oh my goodness. And it's for their life. It's not just the journey, it's for their life. Now, if you're physically and spiritually wanting a positive connection, you looking at your clock saying, I want my twin to be here, depending on how long you've been in the journey, and I can tell you, I've been on it a while, would you want your masculine to come back when they spiritually didn't feel correct? Okay? If they did, there is a possibility they'd be going again. Would you rather invest like a piggy bank? Now, this is like the instant gratification notion, and they did do a test on this, and it was they gave children biscuits at school. I think it was biscuits or a chocolate, and they said to the child, and it's psychology based, right? And no, I'm not a doctor or a psychologist. If you don't eat that chocolate by the end of the day, we will give you 3. We'll give you 3. Instant gratification is you are not invested in the process and you're not willing to wait because you want what you want right now. You are the least able to manifest if you have that attitude. You will lack inside. You will not believe in the process. You will not be able to do the work. And it is, you're looking outside of yourself because you're not seeing the bigger picture. You need to stop and look at the bigger picture. Do you want your twin to come back messy as shit? Now, the reality is it's not that you wouldn't accept it, but you want them to a degree to be balanced enough to be very truthful inside the journey. You would want the art of communication to be more open, and that's for many of you. You would spiritually want it to be to the point where there was maybe a more balance of respect, a more understanding of time, and large conversations. And let's face it, if you had to go to your masculine, we need to talk, they'd be like, oh, fuck. But it's not, you don't want to be there going, yes. I mean, would you come and visit someone if they were saying yes? Yeah. No, and I mean, again, it does depend on what wave of twin you are. Oh, God. And he'd be like, I want to go to sleep. It depends. He'll go, well, what do you want to talk about? Could you imagine? He's like, really? I got to work tomorrow. Let him miss you. And it's good, you know, the art of appreciation. And that's with your friendships, that's with your family. Yeah. Yes, okay. So ascension. We will be purging moving up to the 8th. That's one thing we need to be mindful of. Now, you're going to have the ebbs and flows. I do believe there's another partial or eclipse coming. That may cause extra triggers, but to remove anything you feel emotionally you need to, and I'm being shown you need to remove clutter. To create expansion, anything you're not wanting, you need to remove the clutter. That can make room for new. Now, if you're wanting to manifest a soulmate or room for your twin in, you need to be making room in your home for them. You need to look around and say, okay, is my home ready? Am I spiritually ready? There you go. So I do try and do some research. Which does get me sidetracked when I really should be actually doing videos. So create a room. So in your room, do you have a drawer free? Do you have a side table free? Do you have a lamp for them? You know, manifesting and making it homely. Are you sleeping smack bang in the friggin' middle of the bed? Well, hey, you're not going to manifest a masculine or a soulmate in if you are just living the dream like you don't need no one, okay? Because it's not we don't need anyone. We do, okay? And it's not like we want to be the man walking around doing everything like we're swing dick players and we don't need no one. That's not so. It's 9 times out of 10, a lot of feminine energies have had to care for themselves, and that's the way it is. It's not that we don't need. I'm just saying, I've been around too many men, so sorry, I do talk like this. And besides, I was the first child, and my dad was like, well, I wanted a son, so now you can go pick all that cement up and put it in the trailer. And I would do anything to manipulate it, and I would be like, I'll make you banana cake. And he's like, no, go and move the cement. Or he'd make me do the cake, and then I'd have to move the cement. So it was like, yes. And then I divorced dresses. It was like, oh, yeah. But leave room where you can have gratitude towards a male in your life, and maybe feminines, humble pie down, okay? We have some attitude changes for the feminines that need to come about, and that may be where we allow a male in our life. It can be a father, a brother, a stranger, to help us, to be open to that. That if we feel that we are worthy of that and we require that, we can ask upon that and be open to receiving. It can neutralize that energy. Yes, we do need to balance both masculine and feminine energy, but to be so to the point where we're on butch system, it's really not going to be very attractive. I mean, yes, it is, but no, it's not, okay? Because ultimately we would prefer to have a masculine energy around and be able to be into that, you know, feminine energy now and then. Yes, we do have that as an aspect where we've had to, but now and then we best be getting our girl on, okay? I have to ring that. Like I said, I have been around a lot of males, and it's not from that point of view. Brother-in-laws over the years, and my brother, apart from the fact, yeah, like I said, I was the oldest daughter, supposed to be the boy. August is a real crappy time to make major decisions on that ratio. Yeah. Yeah, and that's quite common. Try and do the meditation where you can in your day, even if it's only the short burst kind of meditations, something to ground you, be it before you go to bed. Like I've got Google Chrome in, you know, the room, and you theoretically shouldn't have technology around you. It's not healthy, but we're in a modern day, so try and turn the plugs off where you can to keep your frequency neutral. But put some music on in the background. That's meditation music. There's even twin flame meditation where you can channel, and while you're sleeping in your REM state, you can actually directly connect with your twin. You know, if you need to, and you're thinking about while you're doing your bills, Money manifestation, put it on your headset. You know, place manifestations around in the home. Picture it in your third eye. Do it as regular as possible. I'll do a manifestation video, which I was going to start the first of the month with that, but I have been very bombarded with bookings, and but I'll do some videos on that, and we will start, you know, next month we'll have a check-in at the end of the month to a point where we can start doing that manifestation. But make a list of what you guys need to cover right now, because tying up those loose ends is making room for the energy of a masculine or of a soulmate to be in your life, where you're making room for that. You know, whatever you're feeling spiritually, you're guided to do. This month, you know, you're going to go back and forward. That's the way the energy is going. So at the moment, what I'm picking up on, and I will do updates, but if you're wanting a booking, you know, come through and have a booking. You're going to feel like you're going a bit bonkers. 1 minute, you're going to feel, like I said to Giggle, you want coffee. Then you're going to say, I'm going to have milk, and then you end up having wine. Okay? That's where you're at. You're bouncing all over the shop. Now, how many of you know why you're seeing 414 or 144? Because the strange thing is, Giggles like laugh out loud. You probably could. It's the amount of twins that apparently were supposed to be. It's also Tesla's equation, which connects to the 9, the 6, and the 3, I believe. It's a mathematical equation of Earth frequency. Now, Earth frequency, yeah, there you go. Earth frequency bounces to 432 hertz, and they all interlink in a mathematical equation. So it's an aspect of your ascension. Now, to manifest at a perfect frequency, foods obviously from your sacral chakra, you know, of that color, but definitely green food. That can be seaweed. It can be like your lemongrass. You know, make smoothies. Try and have it. You know how you can go to your juice places? Yeah. It's almost like the cheat codes of the Matrix, but it's telling you movement's happening. And movement definitely is happening. The reason you guys are feeling antsy is because energy is shifting. And, hi Sarah, energy is shifting very, very quickly. A lot of you can be experiencing here and there panic attacks just out of nowhere, and then it'll calm down. Again, it'll be the energy of your twin that you'll pick up, which I will tell you, be it you choose to be in a soulmate connection or not, you will always feel the energy of your twin. Once it's been activated, you will always feel your twin's energy. It won't go away. So I just want to say that. You're stuck. Yeah, it's almost like you're like, calm the fuck down. And you're like, I'm trying to chillax here. Like I had a peaceful day. You could be physically having a coffee and talking to someone, and then you're like, and then you're like, okay, I feel better now. Yeah. What else was I needing to say? Okay, this year, sum it up. It's for you to basically decide, with all the ins and outs, for those of you who have been on the journey a lot longer, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Are we going? Are we staying? Are you going to be with me forever? Are you going? It's like, okay, time out. You there, you there. However that directly relates. If you've had enough time to do that meditation and you've come back into union, you'll still be doing that energy work, even with your twin, okay? And it's not, oh my God, you're going to break up. It's you'll be doing that energy work. You know, where you want life to go, how you want it to be balanced, doing the work on yourself, even though you're in the connection, so you're not smothering each other, but you're working together, okay? It's giving you the time to work out, are you going to move beyond your fears? Are you going to dive in where, well, theoretically, where angels fear to tread? Because you guys are perfect. You're just coming from the ego fear-based point of view. you will sense the energy being balanced. Okay, so even if something terrible has transpired, you energetically will sense when it's correct. You will feel it. You'll intuitively feel something coming. I always love it when there's like a message and then it's been retracted. It's like, Roxy, what were you saying? Okay, yes. Okay. What, in theory, connected to the rest of the year, or are we just talking in general? Look, from my point of view, I know when I am, get your list ready, okay? When you have your energy where you're able to get things done, you best be getting them done, because you can have out of nowhere to a point you're hitting crash bottom and you're exhausted. Some mornings I'll tell you, I'll wake up and it's like, I am feeling like I have slept a million years. 20 minutes later, it's like I want to go to sleep. It's part of the ascension, okay? And I mean, I'm the type of person that does not need much sleep. Actually, Tesla and Einstein slept very little. The highest manifestors slept a very little amount of time. If you are waking up particular times, it can be that you need to have some thinking that you've allowed yourself to be interfered with during the day, and that's your quiet time to think. You fell asleep. You're meditating. It's okay. It's seeping into your head. Yeah. If you're getting triggered, change your thought pattern, focus on something else. Like I said, use the sticky labels on the shoe, test that situation out, never be sorry. It's okay. I have been told that people go to bed with the headset on with me talking. I'm like, God, am I that interesting? Let's have a look what's happening with the twins anyway. What else? Okay, at a manifestation level, you know, if you can do the meditation, it's going to help. Now, we're still going to have retrogrades through the year. Really, this year is flying. It's almost like you're looking and you're like, where's that month gone? It is moving very quickly. Now, by the time we reach the end of the year, we're really going to have, especially December, it's almost like it's asking you, are you really sure? Okay? If you had any uncertainty wherever you are, it's going to be, are you really sure? So no matter what, it's going to bode quite well on the are you really sure mode. I know. We are spreading the family. We're spreading the tribe. And I thought it was just going to be one video for Facebook, and it turned into this. Jeez. Which I'm glad. Met lovely people. Okay. Feminines. No, I'll use a separate deck for you guys. Really? Jen! Drop the cards. Don't even get me started. I was thinking about you today. I was thinking I was going to start, for the people that come to me regularly, I was going to create little techniques and name them after you. The Jen Bro mindfulness technique. And I have to get one for Giggle Glimmer. Let me think on that one. And Lysiana Clear Your House. Buddha Zantanella. I Am Growth. Yeah. Oh, look, Jen is actually a huge comedian. And Jen was actually famous. She was on a renovating show. Jen's like, you'll just stop. Okay. Masculine energy. That'll be right. Okay, they're manifesting. Bear with me. Yes. Please hit the like button if you like the video, because these videos aren't shared around YouTube. You physically have to like or comment or they don't get shared. Which is like, I just like, well, yeah, if it gets shared, it gets shared. But I mean, I should mention it because if we don't know. Masculines, okay, they are harnessing their sacral chakra energy, which means, no, it's not just that they're having fun, okay, they're actually manifesting big time, okay? They're getting to a point, they're harnessing that energy, they're becoming grounded, and they're getting to a point they are tapping into you, tuning into you. That can be at a mode, they're intuitively feeling that. So if the energy in that area is like activated, you know why, okay? Now, their opinions. Because they're manifesting, they're wondering if this energy is really real. So they're sort of looking at it going, is this really a TF journey? That's for those of them who are thinking on it. You know, what is this? Why am I thinking this? What am I manifesting in here? They're wondering if it's even an ability to be real. Their heart chakra is being activated, okay? I'll tune into it a bit. They almost feel an aspect of their power they had wanted to give to universe, and they wanted this to come through without them having to act or deal. They need to be extremely careful because this is an aspect of something that they've actually manifested in, okay? Yet they're thinking it's not. They're not understanding the power they physically have. All of us as human beings have this. If we think something enough, we can create it into will. So although they can say, do you know what, it'd probably be easier if universe forced my hand, universe could be giving them some 3D situations that is making them look at their entire situation that they're dealing with very differently. But it will be from a basis of what they feel is correct. Although it might be semi out of their hands, because it's almost like they have released it. Internally in here, they know what they need to do. They know what they want to do. They know how they feel. The angst they feel connected to that is a different situation. Now, it's like their hands are open. Yes, they're going through an ascension. They're having the heart chakra open. They feel a spiritual connection. They do feel happy when they're with you, but they also feel scared at the same time. They're also opening their hands and wanting to release the burdens, be it of the situation or towards twin. But I feel as though it's like some of it they feel is divine guide, just force them. Others of it is they're releasing a lot of the old energy and becoming more open within their heart chakra. I feel it to be quite a light energy, actually. Okay, they're ending an old cycle. Now, in this card, it's always tea time, eternity, endless moment, repetition. And it's almost like drinking the poison, you know, being stuck in the matrix, doing the same thing, whatever they spiritually feel, they've got this card in reverse. So they're getting to a point they're looking at it going, oh, I'm not going to do Groundhog Day anymore. And really, some of the feminines, that's where they were feeling in life in general, not just with twin, don't want to do Groundhog Day anymore. They don't want to do what they're doing anymore. There's something they're moving away from, a toxic situation. They're not trusting in their third eye. So they although this is happening, again, that they may have something transpire that they're not going to believe could happen. So it'll be something they're not seeing coming, including because they're not paying attention and they're not using their intuition. It does come without warning. Nature's communication, again, intuition in reverse. Okay, flower energy, element messenger. They need to get grounded in order to, so if you're a masculine, you need to get grounded in order to use your third eye. That can be you having time away from white noise, getting to a place you can sit there peacefully, where you can actually be out in Mother Nature, away from all this white noise that you feel is disruptive of what you don't want in your life, even if you're not ready to jump out the ship, with or without the life jacket. Take the life jacket with you and the rope with the dinghy and get away just so you can tune into what you feel's right. Now, they're currently looking at a situation where they don't feel they're in a correct location. They may not spiritually feel loved. They're meditating back and forward, which again is part of why you guys, feminines, have been feeling, am I coming? Am I going? Left, right, left, right. Am I having tea? Am I having coffee? No, I'm having juice. Okay, this is where they're at. This is their higher self. Their spiritual self is like, I'm ready. And they don't want to do the old energy. They're like, something's changed. What they're doing, they're like, no. Do they see something coming? No, they don't. Are they getting grounded? They need to. Are they feeling connected? No, they don't. Hair? Maybe. Hair? No. Okay, what they're realizing is you, feminines, and themselves, that they're rare. There are not many like you. They're having a realization. Okay? They're having this realization. Feminines. I'll get back to the masculines again. Give me 5. This is a very long video, but never mind. Okay, you guys are really using a lot of your creativity when you've got the energy, and if you're not, get acting on it. Get your manifestation going. Have a look at your world. Become creative, you know. Creative sparks, imagination, conception, inspiration. Have a look around. The world is your oyster. Think about that. You're creating Noah's Ark, or you're on the dinghy. They got their dinghy. Now, if you're in and out in a twin flame connection, currently, at the moment, and your masculine has one paddle and you have the other, if things aren't balanced, you're going to be doing circles. Put the paddle down, okay? Come and manifest. Do what you need to do to get life balanced. Allow their energy to become balanced. Let them deal with their paddles. You know, it might be you guys are counteracting. The push and pull is a bit too much. Let them paddle where they feel. Okay? Okay. I'm not surprised. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense. So you feel quite direct in the way you're feeling. You feel very much the sky is blue and the grass is green. And let's talk. Okay, so you're open to communication, some of you, or you won't tolerate cheap talk. Okay, you won't tolerate, you know the frequency, it's a tone. Okay, and look, you know your twin, or you know what is vibrationally correct for you. So if you're saying, what if this happens again? I'm hearing talk is cheap. So it's not, you want the words to match the actions. And that goes both sides, because we both hold both energies. So practice that energy right now. If you're wanting a frequency to be different, be it in a soulmate connection or a twin flame connection, then what you need to do is everything you've learned or everything you disliked about the previous scenario of whatever that was, start implementing that in your life right now. If you couldn't say no, start where you feel vibrationally correct to say no. If you can't cancel plans, learn to cancel plans in an appropriate manner. If you can't accept people giving you things, allow people to give you things. Work with the give and take. Don't be over giving. You're having an energy where you're changing, okay? You're definitely changing. So you're having this aha moment, ready to evolve. No more hugging the teddy bear, although we do need that. And it's not we don't get scared. And the reality is, even through our ascension, we are always growing, and we will for the rest of our days. So it's not we reach this pinnacle and we're perfect. It's not about that. Never jam today. Promises that never come to be. Empty words, not living in the now. You need to live in the now. If it means eating cake, eat cake. If it means putting your shoes on backwards, put your shoes on backwards. That's probably not a wise move. Why don't you inbox me after and we can talk? But you got to remember, doll, you're not alone, and we're in a retrograde, and you're going to trigger a million people. I think if I'm ugly and fat, then everyone will be happy. Okay, I'm going to tell you one thing. I thought if I was super slim, I would have the most perfect relationships. Yet, my twin liked me for the way I was. Yet, when I was big, he liked me the way I was. I've been both sizes, but I didn't like me. Okay? So, it's not about you. You're hurt. It feels about you, but you're not wrong. You're perfect. You're perfectly imperfect. It's when we hurt at that time, but it is not about us. It's not about us at all. Inbox me after the video and I'll talk to you. Okay. Feminines. Okay. Now, you're thinking, if only life was black and white. If only life was black and white. But you're understanding the colours of the rainbow. You're understanding that love comes in different shapes and forms. It can be from the stranger down the road, the homeless man on the side, the dog or the cat, the evolving twin, however that goes. Even though you don't want to talk nonsense anymore, you do wish to seek the truth. And you know, spiritually, you do know the truth inside. But you would like to have a spiritual, calm, truthful conversation. Now, at times, some of you might feel, this goes on your side or their side, that in a growing up relationship, whereas a lot of where feminines are getting to, you know, because the codependent energy is changing, you're not living in that vibration anymore, that in order for this to move forward and to come to fruition, someone needs to reach out. But you're not micromanaging it anymore. So it's not you're an ego and you're saying, they can call me. It's you're allowing their spiritual transformation to happen without ego directly involved, without control. And you're like, you're open to that. But yes, you do want to seek the truth, but you're finding the truth inside. The truth was you needed to get grounded. You needed to heal. You needed to find peace in order for it to go to the next level. 9, to 10, union. The nonsense had to stop, but that come back to you as well. You know, it takes two to tango. Doesn't mean one is worse than the other. And I mean, how do I put it? Talking. If we're talking, if I'm talking to the wall, I'm talking to the wall. But if we're conversing, we're both having a part in that conversation. Some things were out of your control. Some things were out of their control. Regardless, you've come to the point where it's like, okay, we're growing now. I know exactly what I want. And I know that we need to talk and not hate. We need to talk to get to the bottom of this. That you're patient. You're like, I'm going to meditate here. I'm just going to wait. No bullshit needed. Now, where we need to be more playful in our own energy, we need to be more in the moment. Because while we're sitting there, we're like, are you going to call? You know, could you be doing things with your friends? Could you be manifesting, you know, manifesting something to make you happy in your life? Could that be 1 or 2 days a week, not doing what the normal routine is and actually going out and seeing someone? Could it be having a food fight with your friend? We can choose, because it is a choice every day, Sunflower Girl, to be in that energy. We choose that every day, right? Or we can get to a point where we can say, yes, it's truthful, I feel that, but how can I shake it up a little bit? Because I know I'm going to hurt for a while, and I know that I did for 6 months, and previous years it was a year, okay? It got easier each time. But if we stay in that vibration, we're missing the point, because I know that through life, look back, how many times did you have grand surprises in your life where you were like, oh, never thought that could happen. Never thought it could happen. And it is totally untwin related. But you felt, wow. It could be a sister having a baby. It could be you winning $1 million. It could be you getting rewarded for being business of the year. You don't know. And something that you spiritually have achieved, just you, something simply for you. And then we're like looking at the 3D situation. My favorite saying, if you're thinking this is going to stay the same forever, the reality is, look at life. Nothing ever stays the same. It's changing, it evolves, it grows. Because dreams do come true. Okay, so you saying, you know, promises that never come to fruition. It goes to a point where if you're believing that, you're manifesting that. Not living in the now. You're living either ahead of you or behind you. Are you here right now? Okay? What is good about today? And again, number 9, just before union. Union has to come inside first, then that comes. It's like having a runaway train. A runaway train with no passengers and no destination. That's a real bad, shitty metaphor. It's because I was daydreaming. I had a thought popped into my head. Okay, masculine overall energy. They're being very patient and they're asking for patience, but they're trying to find this because they're trying to manifest a change. They feel deeply emotional connected to you. They're allowing this transformation to happen. It's going to be a process depending on what way between you are. They are aware of where the toxic energy is and what needs to change. So they've had their clarity and their aha. It is making them emotional, okay? They are aware of the emotional spiritual connection with you. but they're aware of the connection they have with themselves. Something happens that they don't see coming. But again, it's because they're not paying attention to it. And it's 9 times out of 10 because they're not interested. So what is happening? It's like they're turning a blind eye to it because they don't care. That is not directly connected to you. It's whatever's falling away is something of a toxic nature. So it's what they spiritually feel is not for them. So it may be they're leaving situations behind, can be jobs, can be karmics, can be a home environment, can be friendships. It's just they're leaving something behind. It can even be the energy inside them, the blocks. But it feels something big and they're leaving it behind. They're having a transformation, their heart chakra is opening. Now, they were hoping that this would happen. Although they're not looking at it, they're not paying attention, they had manifested it. They weren't grounded, and that's why they had wanted this to end. They had hoped it would end. Again, manifested. Sacral chakra. Manifested. Okay, so this connection, perhaps for many of them that they're leaving, love in reverse. They are aware that they and you, because we are both, we hold both energy, so this will be relevant for you guys too. Look at your life where you've left things behind that didn't relate. You know the rare connection you hold with a soulmate or twin flame. Now, they also feel they know where they have unconditional love and where they don't, but they also realize where they haven't been giving this. Okay? They want to be just like you, a free spirit, and they feel that they need to go this. They know that part of the reason the block was there is because they didn't surrender to this properly. And they're going through the change, you know, what we're going through. So we need to be mindful of that. And sometimes, look, as I was saying about the awakening, a lot of side effects of it are, it can be I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Go back and see that. Any questions, quite briefly and quickly, because it's over, oh God, it's over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I hope it's been helpful. If you're wanting a booking, you can go to the link. Yeah. Then choose to be happy. You're still going to need to heal regardless, and that's what I was saying last time. If you keep that frequency, like attracts like, right? So depending on how long ago it was, you're going to need some time to heal, and it's okay to do that. But if you stay at that frequency, even if you chose a soulmate, if you're at that frequency, you're 90% more likely to draw on a karmic, not a soulmate. You need to change your frequency, because the negative attitude, the emotion of what they pulled down and triggered in you, if you can't bring it back up, that frequency, well, part of it dulls the ascension, you know, so it's really tipping us over. But it's being in the energy and feeling it, but also trying to pull yourself up and look at things that you need to deal with, just to sidetrack your energy temporarily. The breathing exercises, meditating. Yes, have a cry now and then, but try and push your energy towards focusing on something where you can see an aspect of forward motion. You know, you might not want to go out all the time, but change it just gradually, okay? Because if you stay there, you could be crying on the floor like, you know, fuck knows how long, and it's shit. You don't want to stay in that frequency. It's not. We are so blessed to have a life. We are so, so very blessed. You could have children. You could have marriages. You could have anything you want. This frequency of what you're feeling is temporary. It feels like hell on earth, I know. Okay? Move through the energy. It is hard to be positive, but we do have power, and we need to realize that. That is self-awareness. We have power in this journey. When we're angry, no, we don't feel that way. Other times when we feel like everything's shit and everything's just shit, yeah, of course we feel that way. But again, it is an aspect of our ego telling us, well, you know what, I try all the time, so it's always going to be shit. Well, of course it's going to be shit because we're thinking that. And I mean, I said it myself. Oh God, and I don't even want to say it out loud. Every person I've had has told me I wasn't open enough. Maybe I wasn't firm enough to set some firm boundaries. You know, there are always ways, and it's not, I'm looking at myself, criticizing myself, by far no, but I'm being honest and reflective and mindful. And I think we should all do that, be it soulmate, twin flame, or karmic relationship. And if we can get that out of the situation, we can look at it and go, you know what, that's not balanced. I'm sorry, that doesn't sit right with me. You know, life is not simple, but we can simplify it by finding things that we like doing. You know, some of the most happy people in the world live the most simple lives. And we've got technology and we've got TV, and it's like mindfulness. Where is it? It's in here. And it's like, no, the answer's not in there. That's why I say be careful going to the channels you go to. Masculines with addictions. Well, as I was saying, with the awakening, that aspect's there. The thing is, when you look at it, we all have addictions. We all are narcissists as well, to varying degrees. When you look at it, that's their energy. Their energy directly comes from a block. It's them to address that. How you relate to a twin's very different. Now, a lot of twin flames do look like that, but it's not. It's trigger related. It is trigger related. And we can say that people don't change. Look at yourself and look back. And I'm not talking from a medical point of view, okay? Twin flame is not medical. Twin flame is spiritual. So anyone that tries to shove it in a box, unless you're a twin flame and you see how many people on YouTube, you know, are having similar symptoms and that, it is not explainable. It is a spiritual connection. So when people come at it from a counselor's point, they're not gonna understand it. Not unless they were a twin. It is very, very different energy. So, you know, sometimes you'll find your horoscopes won't directly relate. That's because you are constantly evolving. A masculine that is in that energy has been triggered and tries to grow. If they're mindful enough that they want to change that aspect, then, you know, that they're ready to do that work. But you need to let them deal with that. They need to own that. They need to choose that they want to change something in themselves, and they need to do it from their basis. We can never do something for another person. It should always be from our point of view of what we feel is correct for us. And unless they're ready to do that, it won't change. But with the way the planets are, I would be highly surprised if it didn't trigger them enough to get to a point where they were like, fuck, I've got to change. And that's, look, people, a lot of times in the twin flame journey, you'll find feminines will help people back up, and that's including twin. And, you know, masculine is very helpful, but 9 times out of 10 to the incorrect people, unfortunately. And it's because that's what they feel they're worth. And it's, physically speaking, every person is entitled to help and love. That's unconditional. That just goes without saying. So I can't even really say they're helping the wrong people. They're helping people. They are. Just not at all times 100% on a heavyweight to feminines. And that's the way the journey goes, right? And I don't even know what I was saying. Own your energy. Allow them to deal with theirs. When they're ready to spiritually deal with it, they'll deal with it. The number, what was that? I don't get that. Anytime. People have boundaries, but we need to place them there, but we don't need to put picket fences with dandelions, like life's going to be perfect, and we definitely don't need to put the Great Wall of China. We're going to find that perfect medium. Anytime, Roxy. Yeah, very true. Well, I did find an interesting fact. Go and look up bay leaves. They have interesting medicinal properties. Oh, God, giggle. If you and I were talking now, you'd be going, you'll just go and Google it. They have very interesting properties in them, both chewing, the aromatics of the smoke. I was like, wow, natural. I have every faith in Sunflower Girl. She's a strong person. But your house needs clearing. It's a bit too dark at the moment. Quick question before I go. I'll have to love you and leave you. It's now probably 1 o'clock in the morning. God knows what time it is. Almost 12. Just remember, I'm not your twin, but I know you're not going off at me, doll. I just worry about you. And trust me, I have been in that energy you've been at, so I've been there. I totally know. A bay leaf facial mask. It actually has medicinal properties. What did they say? They said it has narcotic properties. I was like, what? You got to go and listen to a video about it. Now, when I say narcotics, it's like that. It's a Latin term. It doesn't mean narcotics. But it does have very calming properties, apparently, from a video I listened to. I'm not a herbalist, okay? Just go and look. Now, apparently the smoke, you're not supposed to inhale a lot of it, but it does have a calming effect, and it does help your third eye. And it also can help with lungs and inflammation. And, you know, I'm not a doctor. Cancer. What else? For anti-inflammatory, sedative. Just don't go hard on that. You know, we don't know how far you need to go. And again, if I'm listening to videos, if you want to go to a channel and they're giving you a twin flame reading and they're saying, they're coming, they're going, they're coming, they're going, they're with the karmic and blah, blah, blah. If you're having a shitty week, don't be listening to that. All you're doing is self-sabotaging, because you are directly tuned into your twin and you can manifest it in as quick or slow as you want. Now, I was talking to a particular twin today and I made that person extremely mindful of what they were doing. And they're like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And yeah, before I settle down and get married, I'm going on holiday. And I went, you've lengthened your journey. And she goes, what do you mean? I went, you lengthened your journey because you had an expectation. Manifestation in the universe, or going with the flow with life, is going with the flow with life. Do we have to micromanage it? Like, that's bad boy bubby style. You know, it's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? What are we going to bubble wrap them? It's like, let it flow. Oh, man, I've got way too much time on my hands. Clearly not. Just pick your oars up. But when we're worried about them, when we're thinking about it, you know, it's like, let's just manage us. I mean, we know as feminines we're hard work, okay? It's hard enough work to micromanage ourselves. Let's just let them deal with theirs and we can just micromanage our lives. It's so much fun. It doesn't really matter if it isn't, or if it is or it isn't the twin, because ultimately we can learn from everyone. And that's another thing. Never let anyone tell you who your twin is or isn't. worst possible thing any channel could do is tell you who your twin is and who your twin isn't. You know who your twin is. Because it's like the pink video. You know, it's like, yeah. You know, it's just like, seriously? I mean, I could literally make a whole track of songs of what the twin flame journey is like, and it would be quite out there. You know, because you're like, yeah, I'll be okay. And then you're like, fuck. But do you believe TF energy can block your energy to other crucial life stuff to happen? No, I actually feel while you're with twin, you manifest magically with other things. In what shape or form, love? Do you believe TF energy blocks your energy for other crucial life stuff to happen? What other crucial life stuff are we talking about here? Do share. Yes, but we mustn't have that energy as twins like we need to be saved, because then all we're going to find, no, it won't block your job. But we're in retrograde, so it's a shitty time for that. It may naturally, as the laws of attraction, be there to guide you at the correct time for that job. It has been quite hard energetically for that, and that's for everyone on a manifestation level. Try and do that at the full moon. So any purging you need to do that, you know, while you can, and then coming up to that Lionsgate portal, you can do it then. But try and release as much as you can, and then set your intentions. And again, at the next eclipse, do that then as well. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so no, it doesn't block it. I mean, if you're focusing back on yourself, it will feel you're pushing crap uphill. We're in a retrograde, but probably by about the 27th, maybe even earlier, I'd say by mid-month, it's going to ease up. It will be a different frequency. It's still going to have a strict energy next month, and the month after and the month up, a bit different. It does lighten up as the rest of the months move along. September, you know, we're still going to have, you know, when Saturn's there, it's going to have the strict energy, but the other planets a bit more like mindful aspects and manifestation. So, you know, when it comes to Jupiter direct, we can start moving, and at a financial level, it will be a bit easier because that's the planet of expansion. And on top of Saturn, you know, he'll be like, well, look at it and do it. Look at it and do it. So it's like you will fine tune that to an art form. You'll be like, yeah, I'm getting this done. The energy will move. At the moment, it's just feeling a bit like Pocahontas style, that we're all up shit creek without a paddle. I used to think my ex was my twin, but twins aren't supposed to abuse you mentally, emotionally, and physically, steal from you, and cause you to lose everything. Okay, how do I put this? When I say bashing, that I would say no. On a theoretical level, we're all human though, and we're in a modern world, so anything is theoretically possible. To stay in that connection, no. But you need to decipher between, you know, if perhaps they went and got extreme help, you could then vibrationally consider that. But yes, can your twin take money? Yes, they can. They're human. Yes, can they manipulate or look like a narcissist? Yes, they can. We've got to remember we're in the real world. We are in the 3D. We have a 5D spiritual connection. But we can't look at it and go, you know internally, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Giggle. Bashing, yes, 100%. It's like, no, bad frequency, okay? No. At a financial level and other areas, that's different. Yes, that's completely possible. to. They're human beings, just like us. If their blocks are real severe from childhood trauma, etc., yeah, anything's possible. Yes, they can. But the energy will change as they deal with their blocks, but it won't be the same. It'll be different, and you'll note that it'll be a fear-based energy. But again, because we have the spiritual world and we have the doctor world, they're two different energies, you know, and many is merging. So you'll get videos where they're talking about the narc and it's like, get out, da, 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 da. But then you get the spiritual connection and you look at how the journey's gone and how they've transformed, and you know that's possible. So you need to trust in that process. And if on a 3D level you're not seeing it, then no, you don't jump in. You become mindful and adult and you go, hey, this isn't my frequency. This isn't what I spiritually feel is correct. We all have trauma from childhood, and yes, those energies do need to directly be dealt with. Okay, I'm going to go. Now, if you are wanting a booking and you want me to tune into your situation, help you with the blocks, help you look at a situation differently to get through, and look at it more closely, you can book a reading. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later. Love you too, Giggle. Bye, Jen. Bye, Luciana. Bye, Antonella. Bye, Derry. Oh, I could go on and on and on. Bye, Janelle. Love you, Jen. Bye, everyone. Look after yourself, Sunflower Girl.